Hello, in today's video I'll be diagnosing and fixing this Toyota Camry, which cranks but won't start. And the first thing we do is crank it and listen for anything abnormal. And right away when cranking it, I could notice that the speed of the cranking is a lot faster than normal, and that quickly points me in the direction of the timing belt. So to confirm this, we'll want to break out the trusty compression test. If a timing belt breaks, we don't get any valve train operation because the timing belt drives the cam gear that opens and closes the valves. So this compression test will read 0 if that happened. And to perform this test, all we need to do is remove the spark plug wire and remove the spark plug, and thread the compression tester into the spark plug hole. And to reach the spark plug, I'm using a 5/8 spark plug socket with a 6-inch extension and a 3/8 drive ratchet. Now that we got it removed, let's thread in the compression tester. This one in particular is a 2-piece design, so we'll thread in the first piece as much as we can by hand, and then snap in the gauge assembly. We are now ready to crank it. You may want to ground the spark plug wire using a jumper wire, or disconnect the ignition coil electrical connection so it doesn't spark when you do this. And for this test, all you gotta do is crank it for 3 to 5 seconds. And as you can see, we got a 0 compression reading, which pretty much tells us it's a timing belt. But to be 100% sure, we'll have to remove the top part of the timing cover. This one in particular is held on by 4 bolts that we'll have to remove, but unfortunately it has mounts and brackets that we'll also have to remove before we can take it off. But I've done a timing belt video on a similar Toyota Camry, so I'll skip most of the work. But if you want to watch a step-by-step, I'll link it up at the top or at the end of the video. But as you can see here, I've already removed all the bolts for the upper cover, and we're ready to see the damage inside. While it looks like everything's intact, it just seems like the belt's coming off from the cam pulley. Well, let's go ahead and pull the belt and see what happens. And there it is, the belt is torn. Well, the good thing about these cars is that they're not as hard as other makes. And definitely the most important part is that it's a non-interference engine, so when the belt breaks there's no chance of internal damage. Unfortunately for this pulley bolt, I had to bust out what I call a Terminator impact, because I couldn't loosen the bolt with any other impact. I even locked the engine from spinning and used the breaker bar, and it still wouldn't loosen. But there are other methods, but good thing I had this before I tried those. Normally it should just come off like this one, but it wouldn't. And as usual, I take a little break to hang out with the cat for a while. Always brings the stress level down. Well, here we got our torn belt. You'll always want to keep track of when it was last replaced on your vehicle. They have replacement intervals as low as 60,000 to 100,000 miles, and that'll help you avoid problems like this. Even more so on interference engines, where the valves can bend if that ever happens, and repairs on those can get really expensive. As you can see the damage on the top right corner, when the timing chain snapped on that vehicle, it had an interference engine, and it bent more than half the valves. Although in most cases it won't be your timing belt, so here I'll include a couple extra tips that may help you figure out what could be wrong with your vehicle. We got potential fuel problems like on this truck, where it would start but shut off, or eventually it wouldn't start at all. And with a fuel pressure tester, you could easily verify that it was a fuel pump issue. On many vehicles, it'll have a Schrader valve for the pressure tester to screw into, and you'll find it either on the fuel rail or on the fuel line next to the rail. But in other cases, you'll need adapters which are sometimes included with the tester, or you gotta buy them separately depending on the make. A good fuel pressure reading will remain steady and high, a little higher with just the key on, engine off, but once it started it should still remain high. Although it's regulated, it'll vary by make and engine. This truck here should be at least above 50 psi, and as you can see the fuel pressure just keeps dropping because the fuel pump just can't keep up with the demand, and eventually it just shuts off. You can also test your ignition system by putting a spark tester attached to your spark plug wire, and it should spark, but if it doesn't then you know it's related to something that controls your ignition, like possibly an ignition module which sends spark signal to your coils, or a crank sensor which sends a signal to your computer when to fire. I'll also be showing you the difference between the sound with the timing belt that was torn like you heard earlier, and with the new timing belt installed. When installing a new belt, you always want to make sure that you line up the marks perfectly, because one tooth off and the car will not run, or it'll run bad. And here we got our lower timing mark. It's kind of hard to make out, but it has a little notch on the gear to line up with the oil pump housing. And here we got our new timing belt fully installed. You'll want to make sure that it's properly tensioned and fully installed on the gears and the pulleys. And it'll also have a mark or marks on the top gear that you'll need to line up. In this case it'll be a notch. You gotta line up with the hole on the cam gear. Well, how about before installing everything, let's check out the sound differences between with the new belt installed and the other torn belt to see if you notice a difference. First I had to make sure that it doesn't try to start by disconnecting the crank sensor signal. Well, here we go. Well, the sound is very much different, so if you notice that yours or someone else's car doesn't start, and it just doesn't sound right, make sure that you don't keep cranking, as to avoid any possible further damage. After reinstalling everything, it starts right up, and we can now hit it with the done stamp. Well, I hope you were able to find this video helpful and informative. If you did, please click that thumbs up button to support my video and my channel, and please subscribe if you haven't done so.